Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum CS Pro users. Tutorials on list statement and dynamic value set. I have two tutorials to show how the list statement and dynamic value set work. In the first tutorial, we will see how to use the list statement to display a list of entered household members. To display a household members list, I will use list statement and except function. Before going through the syntax, I will run the application and see how the list statement and except function are used to display a list of household members. To enter data, I have a roster that contains 14 household members information. In the first tutorial, the name of the household members will be entered, followed by gender, relationship, age, and marital status. We will enter information about the spouse, parents, and guardians in the second tutorial. So let's begin by filling out the first part of the roster's information in this tutorial. Enter the household ID. After that, enter the respondent's name, Sultana Bibi. After entering the respondent's name, in the first line we will enter the household head's name and type 1 in question 2 to add another household member. On the second line, we will enter the name of the spouse who is also a respondent. And we will continue to enter household members until we reach Maha, which is on the 10th line. Over here, we will enter 2 in question 2 to see what happens. An error message will appear indicating that the respondent's name is missing. When we compare the name on the second line to the respondent's name, we notice that the word BB is missing. To proceed, click OK in the error message window. When you click OK, the entered household member list will appear. We now want to edit the name in the given list. Double-click the name of the Sultana. The cursor will be moved on the second line. Add the word BB after Sultana and continue to the last line. The code will remain true, so press enter to proceed. At this point, the member list will be displayed without any error message. When we compare the list, we notice that these 4 names are missing. To add this name, select Add Another Member and tap on the tick icon or double click or tap on Add Another Member option. The code will be changed from 2 to 1 and the cursor will be moved to row 11. We will add these 4 names and after the Khalida entry, we will enter 2 to finish adding the household members. When we press enter to continue, if the respondent's name is found in the list, no error message will be displayed. Subsequently, the household members list will be displayed. Otherwise, the error message which we saw earlier will be displayed. The first part of the entry is finished. We will now proceed to the second part of the entry. Press the cross icon to continue. We are not using any dynamic value set in this second part, so I am using fast forward to save time. We will now look at the syntax to see how the application generates the household members list by using list statement. In the application, I have 2 records, geoinfo and roster. The max number is 1 for geoinfo and for the roster is 60. The geoinfo contains only one item, responder name, while the roster contains 12 items. First, we will divide the roster items into 3 sections because we had seen 3 different sections for the roster while entering the data. Now we will look at the syntax for viewing the list of the household members with the option Add Another Member. Select question 2 and then click on the logic icon. If we entered 1, then the cursor will be moved to the next line. This process will be repeated until we enter 2 in question 2 or the number of household members reaches 60. In the else condition, if we enter 2 in question 2, then find respondent in the entered household member list. If the respondent cannot be found, an error message 101 will be displayed and the flag value will be set to 101. After this, user-defined function view household member list will be called. If the respondent is found, then this else condition will be run and flag value will be set to 102. And after this user-defined function view household member list will be called. Over here, I am using seek, toUpper, and strip functions. I am using the seek function to find the respondent's name in the list of household members. The seek function returns the occurrence number. The toUpper function converts any lowercase letters to uppercase letters. The strip function removes trailing blanks from the string expression. If we find the respondent's name, then the cursor is moved to the else condition. Now we will look at the user-defined function to see the entered household members list will be displayed. When we enter 2 in question 2 to finish the entry, the current occurrence number will be stored in the dummy variable nhh member. In our case, we have 14 household members, so the current occurrence number is 14. The list statement creates a list with the list name. The list type is a string and the list name is list HH members. To list all of the entered household members, I am using a do while loop. I am using a dummy variable loop I with the starting number 1. The loop will run until the condition becomes false. Between the do and do keyword, we are using list name list HH members with add function. The add function adds a single value or a list of values to the end of a list. We are using plus sign to concatenate two strings, the word added and the household member. After plus sign, give the item name. In our case, the item name is Q1. And in the small brackets, put the dummy variable loop I. When the condition becomes false, execution moves to the first statement following the and do keyword. The first statement is to add an option at the end of the list is add another member. The except function displays a menu with a heading and a list of choices. The function returns the index of the choice selected, 1 for the first choice, 2 for the second choice, and so on. The value 0 is returned if the escape key or back button is pressed and none of the choices is selected. Let's understand within an example. These are the index number for each member of the household. To save the selected index, I am using dummy variable selection. When we select name Noor, the index number 9 is saved in the dummy variable. I am using the in operator here because the selection can be from 1 to the total number of occurrences. The total number of occurrences can differ between households. A total number of occurrences, 14, are saved in the dummy variable nhh member, and in the selection variable, the index number 9 is saved. The statement will be executed if the condition is true. Because the condition is true in our case, the cursor will be moved to occurrence number 9 to edit the name. If we select the option add more member, from the display list, index number 15 will be saved in the selection variable. In this case, the if statement will be false and execution moves to the first else if keyword. The value will be set 1 in question 2 on occurrence number 14, and the cursor will move to occurrence number 15 to add a new household member. If this condition is also false, the execution moves to the second else if statement. The second else if statement will only be true when the return value is 0 in the selection variable and the flag value is saved as 101. Flag 101 means that the respondent's name is missing in the given list. If this condition is also false, the execution moves to the third else if statement. The third else if statement will only be true when the return value is 0 in the selection variable and the flag value is saved as 102. Flag 102 means there is no error in the household members list and the cursor will move forward to the next part of the roster. At this stage, we have finished the first part. Here we have viewed the household members list by using the list statement. In the second part, we are not using any dynamic value set. Therefore, we move on to the next tutorial in which we will use a dynamic value set to obtain information about the spouse, parents, and guardians. The link for the next tutorial is available in the description box. For more details, please see CS Pro help on list statement and accept function. Keep on learning and goodbye.